Welcome to your Arkansas Auburn preview presented by Prize Picks. Ari, I think Arkansas is better this year. We think Auburn should be better. They've already had to make a quarterback change. It started slow against New Mexico, that offense, but then it seemed to round into form. I have a lot of questions about this game. We're going to look at it through the lens of Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy game in America. You download the Prize Picks app, you use the code STAPLES, and then you get 50 instantly when you play $5. The way you do it is you pick squares. Players are assigned yardage totals, touchdown totals, that sort of thing. And you decide are they going to have more than or less than these totals. And once you do that, you pick at least 2 squares. You can pick more than 2. And the more you pick, the higher the potential payout. And in this game, we've got to figure out how much better is Arkansas than they were last year? Because going by what we've seen so far, I'd say they are better. You know, the first game, obviously, they were not challenged very much. I think they should have beaten Oklahoma State. They couldn't hold on there. They actually did force overtime, but then lost it in overtime. UAB, it started a little rough, but I thought they took over in the second quarter and really, played very well from then on. But the question is how much better? Because now they're going to be playing another SEC opponent that is equally or more talented than them.
Yeah, both of us on the pick show Monday were leaning Arkansas to win this game outright. I really do think that I have a lot of respect for the growth that we've seen from this team. Also, Auburn is a way bigger question mark because they've had a quarterback change and haven't looked impressive in any of the games that they've played really this year. So I'm really excited to see if Arkansas is what I think they are for real, because I can't imagine what the discourse would have been like, Andy, had they beaten Oklahoma State and entering this game 3-0.
Oh, yeah. I think we would be talking about this differently and saying, well, Arkansas is going to come in and beat Auburn. I don't know if that's true. I don't think that would have been true necessarily, even if they'd beaten Oklahoma State. I think these teams probably are exactly what we think they are. The question with Auburn is, how much does Hank Brown, their quarterback, improve from start 1 to start 2? Because it did feel like once he got going, they were in a little better place against New Mexico. It was a little touch and go at first. But then the stats at the end of the game, you're like, okay, he did all right. He averaged 9.4 yards an attempt. He threw for 4 touchdowns. He threw for 235 yards. Like, that's not a bad day. So the question is, can he do that against an Arkansas defense that will heat you up? And, who's going to be the receiver at Auburn who steps in? Is it going to be Lambert-Smith again? He had 2 catches for 72 yards last week. We'll find out. But Hank Brown, I think that's the question. So Hank Brown's square for passing yards is 224.5. I think if he goes more than that, Ari, I would feel very comfortable saying Auburn's winning this game.
Yeah, save me if you think I'm nuts.
Okay,
but
sure.
Is Auburn on a similar trajectory offensively? No, that's not the right way to say it. The right way to say it is, are you on Florida State lays an egg offensively watch with them?
No, I think they're better than that. And I think the fact that they were willing to make the quarterback change suggests they're better than that. And I think Jarquez Hunter's better on the ground than anybody Florida State has. Like, Jarquez Hunter's rushing number here is 91.5. If he gets loose, he's gonna have more than that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Hank Brown here, and I know that they say that the improvement from start 1 to start 2 is pretty drastic for somebody who hasn't had a ton of experience. So maybe this is the wrong way to look at it. But like you said, he finished with, I believe, 234 yards against New Mexico, and we're looking at 10 yards fewer here against an Arkansas defense that I think should be able to be in his face a little bit more effectively. So my inkling in this game is that Arkansas is going to win, and I think it's going to be because Hank Brown does not reach that number.
All right, so if Arkansas is going to win, let's figure out how that happens. And one thing I noticed in that UAB game, it certainly felt like there is a good connection between Taylon Green, the quarterback at Arkansas, and Andrew Armstrong, because Andrew Armstrong, he transferred from Texas A&M Commerce before last season. And I don't know exactly, how much I expected out of him, but it really seemed like after a rough start against UAB, Taylor Green decided, this is my guy. I'm rolling with him. And I got a feeling he's just going to keep feeding him the rest of the year. So now, so does Prize Picks, because the number on this is 75.5 receiving yards for Andrew Armstrong. But he's also got a demon square, which could potentially pay you out more. That is 0.5 rushing and receiving TD. So if you think he's going to wind up in the end zone, then that may be more of a way to go than the actual yards.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought him up, because I'm always inclined to want to focus on the squares of the players that are clearly in simpatico with the quarterback. And there's no player on Arkansas's offense from a wideout perspective that is more in Taylor Green's brain than Andrew Armstrong. So 75.5 is a pretty large number, but also thinking that an 80-yard game wouldn't really tear off the stat sheet and light it on fire. Like, that seems like a very manageable situation. But because I think that Arkansas is going to win this football game, and, I'm just on the record saying it like 800 times now, I think Andrew Armstrong is going to score. Like, the demon square there is a pretty attractive thought to me.
If Arkansas is going to win this thing, the square that I would be looking at is Taylor Green, 284.5 passing plus rushing yards. So last week against UAB, he had 161 passing yards and 96 rushing yards. So we're a bad at math show, but that's less than this one. So he's got to produce more against a defense that's probably better than the one he saw last week. So, if you think Arkansas is going to win this game, I think that's a square you're going to hit more than on.
And we know that Taylor Green can fill up with box score. I mean, we've seen him in a very exciting fashion multiple times this year, and I fully expect that to be the case in this game.
Well, we're going to find out. Arkansas, Auburn. I think Auburn, they're getting excited again. The loss to Cal cooled things off a little bit, but they're getting excited again at Jordan-Hare Stadium. It's going to be rocking. 3:30 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. We will see which QB wants to lead his team to a victory, because I think that is going to be how it happens. It is going to be quarterback play that determines who wins this game. We'll find out